You're listening to Business Success in a Virtual World podcast. If you are a leader navigating these new immersive technologies, this is your definitive resource to understand the innovative power of XR, VR, and AR. I'm Tim Beharon, Chairman of Creative Strategies, and I'm joined by Barton Goldenberg, President of ISM Guide. In each episode, we navigate through new products, effective strategies, and highlight actual business case studies implementing extended reality into business processes. Our resource website now boasts over 300 case studies, 300 articles, and 100 videos presenting successful examples of businesses using these technologies in field service, training, digital twins, customer service, in medical and manufacturing, and so much more. Check out the website at ismguide.com. Now, on to the next episode. But this week, we have a new case study that is fascinating. And Barton happened to be leading a overall enterprise track at AWE. And one of the speakers there that he oversaw in a presentation was from IKEA. And of course, IKEA actually made some very strong statements at CES as well. And this week, we want to focus specifically on the fact that IKEA has actually been doing tremendous things in AR and most recently VR, going back to 2012. And so, Barton, tell us a little bit about what you understand IKEA is doing in this world of AR, XR, and spatial.
Thanks, Tim. And boy, they've been doing an awful lot. And if you think about it, since 2012, that's 12 years ago. So I want to just, as I always do, start with a little intro to IKEA. It was started in 1943, so that's 81 years ago, by a gentleman called Ingvar Kamprad. It's currently legally headquartered in the Netherlands, but its corporate headquarters is in Sweden. And they're the world's largest furniture retailer since 2008. Now, just out of curiosity, I often wondered, what does IKEA mean? Well, I'm just going to tell you. The brand name is an acronym for the founder, Ingvar Kamprad. That's the IK, his initials. And then he grew up on a farm by the name of Elmatard. That's the E in the IKEA. And it was in a nearby village of Gundrud. That was Kamprad's hometown in Småland in Sweden. So it stands for his first and last initial, the farm that he grew up on, and the town he grew up on in Sweden. So now when you go to IKEA, you can explain to your friends and your kids and your family, I know what IKEA means. Anyhow, Ingvar's initial idea was to offer products at both low price and good quality. And that is alive and well to this very day. It's in fact become the cornerstone of IKEA's cultural and identity. So IKEA, primarily known for its modernist furniture designs, its simple approach to interior design, its immersive shopping experience, based around decorating rooms within their big box stores. We can go in and actually, go into the store from your home, from your tablet, from your smartphones. You go into the big box stores and you can interact with products on site. In addition, IKEA is known for its attention to cost control and continuous product development, notably the ready-to-assemble model of furniture sales and other elements that have allowed IKEA to establish lower prices than its competitors. Any of us that have put together IKEA for ourselves and our children, I don't know about you, but I consistently amazed how everything works just perfectly, and the quality of the engineering, and you take it apart and put it back together and it still works. And so it's really amazing. IKEA generated $51.5 billion in sales during their fiscal year 23 with a gross profit of 13.2%, not a shabby rendering. And as of September 2023, there were 482 IKEA stores, 71 of those, by the way, were open just last year, and they operated in 63 countries. There were 219,000 IKEA co-workers, and IKEA website contains about 12,000 products, and there were billions of visitors to the IKEA website annually. So this is really an interesting case study to follow. So let me introduce you to some of their, as Tim already alluded to, AR, VR, and immersive, even spatial computing technologies. So in recent years, IKEA has emerged as a pioneer in integrating virtual reality into its business model, revolutionizing the way its customers interact with the IKEA products. As a global leader in home furnishings, IKEA has always emphasized innovation and the customer experience, recognized the transformative power of VR technology, IKEA embarked upon a mission to enhance the shopping journey by making it more immersive and more interactive. So the inception of IKEA's virtual reality initiatives can be traced back to its commitment to solve common consumer dilemmas, chief amongst them being the challenge of visualizing furniture in your own living space. And by leveraging VR, IKEA can now offer customers an unprecedented level of engagement and convenience. So the shoppers can virtually place pieces of furniture into their home through applications like IKEA Place, and I think that was 2018, which utilizes augmented reality technology to scale 3D models of furniture within an actual real environment. And again, I don't know if you've done it. I certainly have. My daughter moved into an apartment. She said, "Dad, what do you think we should get? Come on, let's go down to IKEA Place." We went on it. We looked at it. We made the furniture fit the room. We put up a few drawings, and then we clicked the button, and we went down to IKEA and bought the furniture and the paintings, for that matter. Moreover, IKEA has expanded its VR ventures beyond just product placement. It introduced VR experiences that allow users to explore entire showroom setups from the comfort of their home. So these virtual showrooms provide a holistic view of how different pieces can be arranged cohesively in a space, offering inspirational and practical solutions, again, without ever leaving the store. So you have the place where you can put an object in, but now you have the entire room that you can do it at. It's really fascinating. Through these forward-thinking initiatives, IKEA not only enhances customer satisfaction, but it also sets a new standard for retail innovation in today's digital age. By embracing VR technology, IKEA continues to bridge the gap between imagination and reality, making home furnishing more accessible, engaging for everyone. So the evolution, the journey into VR reflects a broader narrative of IKEA's technology adoption and customer-centric innovation. The Swedish furniture giant first dipped its toes in 2016, actually started in 12, but the big one was in 2016 with the release of IKEA VR Experience, an immersive app designed for the HTC Vive headset. This initial foray allowed customers to explore virtual kitchens, customize elements such as cabinet colors and countertops, and experience different time of day settings to observe how lighting would affect their space. And just think about it. You can put on a set of headsets, you can build your kitchen and look at it throughout the day as the light comes in. It's just amazing. This was more than just a gimmick. It represented a significant shift towards integrating advanced technology with consumer shopping habits. As VR technology evolved, so did IKEA applications. In 2017, they launched what I just referred to as IKEA Place, an augmented reality app that leverages Apple's AR Kit framework to superimpose true-to-scale 3D models of furniture into a user's real-world environment via their smartphones. While not strictly VR, this marked an important step in bridging the gap between virtual and augmented reality within home furnishing. In recent years, IKEA has continued to innovate by exploring mixed reality, which combines both VR and AR elements to offer an even richer experience. For example, IKEA has experimented with MR headsets like Microsoft HoloLens to allow users to interact with digital overlays in a physical space more intuitively. Through these iterative advancements, IKEA has not only stayed abreast of technology trends, but it's also fundamentally transformed how customers engage with its products, making home design more accessible, interactive, and personalized more than ever before. And you think about it, that's what Gen Z and that's what Gen Alpha and that's what millennials, that's what they want. They want an interactive environment where they can design the way they want to do things. One of the standouts of the VR in IKEA is the IKEA Place that I've referred to. Again, it enables the users to virtually place a 3D model of IKEA products in their homes. It leverages augmented reality to create experience where customers can walk around and view things from different angles and get it perfectly right. So furthermore, IKEA has introduced VR showrooms that offer an immersive journey unparalleled by traditional methods. So now, in this case, customers can put on their VR headsets in-store or at home to fully explore furbished virtual rooms created by professional designers. These digital environments provide inspiration and practical insight how various pieces can be combined effectively. So here we bring in the Swedish design element, which is already in its own fantastic. You put on the VR and they will tour you through the Swedish design. And of course, then you can swap something in and swap something out. But at least you have, we say it's better to edit than it is to author. So there they've authored something for you. By embracing VR technology, IKEA is setting a new standard for customer engagement and satisfaction. The ability to experience products in virtual yet realistic context empowers the consumer with confidence and convenience, and it's really the way of the future. Now, VR is also used at IKEA for design and development. IKEA integration into VR is product design and development represents a significant leap how the company conceptualizes, refines, and finalizes its offering. So by leveraging VR, IKEA designers and engineers can immerse themselves in a full 3D interactive environment where they can visualize new products in real time and work together on the design. This immersive experience allows for more intuitive decision-making, creative exploration, and obviously some very beautiful products. One of the most compelling advantages for using VR in product design is the ability to simulate and manipulate objects with unparalleled precision. So designers can experiment with different materials, colors, textures, without any need for physical prototypes. It not only accelerates the iterative process, but it reduces waste and costs associated with traditional prototyping events. Change can be made instantaneously, enabling teams to explore numerous variations swiftly. And a little bit later in this podcast, I'm going to show you how IKEA has now moved into 3D and spatial computing, and I saw this myself at the augmented world reality. You can literally see the fibers, individual fibers on a rug. That's how clear the 3D is. It's amazing what they've been able to do. So VR facilitates collaboration amongst global teams. Designers from different parts of the world can virtually meet in the same digital space, sharing ideas and insights and feedback as if they were in the same room. Again, fosters more cohesive workflow, ensures that the diverse perspectives are considered throughout the development process. Another key benefit is user testing. So now VR environments allow potential customers to interact with products before they're manufactured. And by observing how users engage with virtual prototypes, IKEA gains valuable insight into usability and functions that informs final adjustments. And Tim, I think you can probably talk to us about how Apple used to do that when they put out their computers and let people play with them and watch them and video them and see what they liked, and that became a part of their final product. Same deal here at IKEA. So IKEA's use of VR transcends mere visualization. It actually revolutionized their entire approach to product design by making it more efficient, collaborative, and customer-centric. So now they use VR also for training. So IKEA has been a long pioneer integrating innovative technology to enhance its business operations. Uses of VR extends beyond, as I've already talked about, customer engagement, into transformative application, workforce training, and development. By leveraging VR, IKEA is able to revolutionize the way it trains its employees, ensuring they're equipped with the skills necessary to thrive inside the stores in a dynamic retail environment. That's 263 stores, remember. The immersive nature of VR allows IKEA to create realistic simulations that mimic various aspects of store operations. New employees can be onboarded more efficiently by experiencing virtual replicas of the store layout, learn how to navigate different departments, manage inventory, assist the customers effectively with constraints of physical space or time. And this whole hands-on approach not only accelerates learning curves, but reduces the costs associated with traditional training methods. Now, for those of you that are following our podcast, please immediately upon listening to this one, go to the Walmart podcast. It was one of our early ones, but they've trained 1 million people, and that's the only way they onboard their employees. Go to the Hilton story. Go to the Verizon podcast. They're all the same thing. It's the way they train their onboarding and even existing employees to new situations. VR provides a safe platform for employees to practice handling challenging situations, such as managing customer complaints or dealing with emerging scenarios. In the Walmart case, it was how to deal with Black Friday irate customers. The ability to repeatedly engage in these simulations helps build confidence and competence among the staff members before they encounter real-life situations. It ensures that the employees are better and more adept at maintaining IKEA's high standard of customer service. In addition to operational training, VR is utilizing skill development across various roles in the company, from assembly techniques for furniture products to interior design consultation using virtual room settings. Now employees can gain practical experience that directly translates into improving performance on the job. So again, by embracing VR for workforce development, IKEA not only enhances employee efficiency, but also fosters an innovative corporate culture where continuous learning and adaptation are an integral component of success. So let's look for a moment at the innovations in IKEA VR strategy and where they're headed. So IKEA's journey in the realm of VR has been marked by a blend of innovation and practical application. But the future, in my opinion anyhow, holds even more promise as technological advancements continue to accelerate. The company's current VR applications allow customers to visualize furniture in their homes, but the next steps could revolutionize not how we shop, but also how we live. One exciting project is the integration of both augmented reality and virtual reality, creating a mixed reality experience that offers even greater utility. Imagine a customer walking through their physical home while wearing VR glasses that overlay potential IKEA products seamlessly into that home's environment. This would not only enhance the shopping experience, but would provide an accurate representation of how the item would fit within an existing decor and spatial constraints. Moreover, with the advancement, Tim, now of AI and machine learning, IKEA could develop personalized VR experiences. So by analyzing customer data and preferences, AI could curate customized room settings or suggest complementary pieces based on individual tastes and needs. And you can take this as far as you want. They could watch 1,000, 10,000 people build a room and then offer that as a part of their AI learning development. These personalized simulations would make it easier for customers to visualize complex design ideas without having to step one foot into the store. Additionally, IKEA might explore collaborative VR spaces. In fact, they're actually doing this now, I saw it, where customers can design rooms together with family or friends remotely. So now multiple people come in the session, can all kind of, the family can figure out what dad's, library should look like. This social aspect of VR could transform purchasing decision into shared experiences, making home furnishings both fun and interactive. And as the technology continues to evolve, so will IKEA's ability to offer innovation solutions as, again, to blend creativity and refine the future landscape of retailing. So I want to end the podcast with a vision that Barton and Tim, he was the innovation manager at IKEA in Sweden, shared with us during the, as Tim already alluded to, the June 2024 Augmented World Expo in California. And he brought the audience through IKEA's journey over the past 12 years through 3D visualization and spatial computing. And by the way, all these were recorded. So you can go to Augmented World Expo and look up IKEA or Barton Enthed, E-N-T-H-E-D, and watch this thing. But it was an incredibly interesting journey. So I've already talked about in 2012, or at least I alluded to, IKEA designed an AR app to show 3D models of their products. 2015, they began to offer large-scale 3D production like entire kitchens. 2016, they offered the VR app called VR Kitchen. And in 2017, they offered the AR app called IKEA Place that we talked about, that revolutionized the art of the possible at that time. So seeing an entire kitchen, creating an entire room, etc. From 2018 to 2022, over the next 4 years, IKEA transitioned all their planning tools to 3D. So commencing last year, IKEA began offering 3D on product pages in their catalog, including AR on all IKEA web pages. And this year, IKEA identified what they call quest areas for spatial computing to include rooms, products, sound simulation in 3D, sharing experience with others, and listen carefully, touch and smell taste. I figured out how they're going to pull that one off. They also announced leveraging their 3D advertising images to create deep learning training data. For the past 81 years, IKEA has leveraged innovation and technology to help become the #1 retail furniture provider worldwide. No small feat. Their creative use of immersive technology, VR, XR, AR, MR, and now spatial computing over the last 12 years has enhanced the customer experience at IKEA. It's raised the bar on internal learning, design, and collaboration. It's an incredible story, and the best is yet to come. Back to you, Tim.
So, Barton, this brings up one interesting question for me. I have tried putting some IKEA furniture together before, and I am a klutz. There's no way about it. And when I got done, I had multiple parts still laying on the floor. In your discovery and some of the stuff that they've talked, are they applying this to how-to as well, where they are showing you how to, install the crib or etc.?
So I have to have a sense of humor here and just remind everybody that not everybody is a klutz. Okay, and therefore some of us actually can follow those very simple Swedish pictures that are used in Denmark for Lego, and in this case in Sweden for IKEA. I'm not aware of any how to assemble it. I'm absolutely sure that on YouTube there is. But honestly, Tim, I found, they when there's something wrong and not putting it the right way, they put it in gray or black, and they say wrong and they put a big X through it.
Right.
If you go slow enough with IKEA, you can't fail. Now, again, some of it is complex, and I have to make an observation. Sometimes I find an extra part. So one time I called my IKEA, local IKEA store here in College Park in Maryland, and I said, "What's the deal?" I said, "I missed it." He said, "No. He said, "Once in a while we throw in an extra part for those parts that tend to break because people, they don't quite get it right. So it could be a dowel, it could be an extra screw. So don't worry if you have one or two screws. It doesn't mean the apparatus is going to fall apart."
That's a new one. Well, I find, of course, IKEA important in two contexts. One, they're taking an amazing leadership in this area of AR, XR, and VR. When Apple introduced the original tool set, AR kit, IKEA was one of the demos that they had in 2017 at the Worldwide Developers Conference. And it was very clear that IKEA was already showing its use, which meant they had early access to the AR kit because they showed a demo of it. But the fact that this goes back to 2012 tells me that they are extremely forward thinking. And this is a big deal about any of the companies. And this is kind of the frustration I think you and I have seen with some of the companies that are out there who are now only getting started in AR, VR. That some of the top players in their industry have already done amazing work. And we see this just about in every category, auto, medical, etc. And I think IKEA actually becomes one of those poster childs, especially for the retail world, on how you need to think about innovation and then the integration of AR, VR, and XR into your business. Again, most of what they've done has really been for design, promotion, marketing, etc. But my suspicion is, given the fact that they've had, it's actually 14 years, almost 14 years, I guess, of actual activity in this space, tells me that they're so far ahead of most of their competitors. And they are thinking years ahead, not months ahead. And I think it's going to be fascinating to see, if they are at AWE or at CES in this next year, what new things they're going to tell us about.
Well, I can encourage you seriously to listen to the video of Martin on AWE's website. But I want to make a couple of observations. So we have lots of podcasts about companies that are using VR, AR, and even XR for internal learning. That's a slam dunk. VR training works. It saves lots of money. It cuts back on training. It increases retention. It increases the learner's confidence. That's a slam dunk. I'm not even sure there'll be classroom training in 5 years. So that one has got a proven technology. Using it for design, for group design, where you can come on and play with stuff. I mean, again, that's we could go into digital twin technology. There's all different types of technologies, but this is all immersive technology at work, if you want to call it that. And the collaboration, the ability to collaborate on a particular project and all be around the table and look at it. So those are kind of somewhat internal focused and very important and very significant in many, many of our case studies and many, many of our podcasts. The podcast, the case studies. The one that I think is fantastic is this obsession of IKEA to let the customer engage with everything, every product that IKEA offers. And the ability to let the customer not only visualize, but I have to encourage you to go to this video. You can touch the fabric, literally, with haptic gloves. You can feel, you can see the threads. You can look at the sheen as the sun comes in over the horizon. We're at a point where, you're living in the room and it's all done using IKEA technology. And they're completely committed to this. That's why I joked and I said, and he did say this, it was one of those quests that he had, both taste and smell was going to be a part of this. And I thought it was fantastic. I mean, how do you do that? If touch, smell, and taste. Touch, we know we can use haptic, right? They're big and bulky now, but they get smaller. But how do you do taste and smell? But IKEA's committed to it.
Yeah, as Emerald called it, smell-o-vision. I do think IKEA is one of those top companies you need to keep an eye on in this area and this particular space of AR, VR, and XR. and spatial, because they've defined it, I think, for the retail side, especially in the context of furniture and items. But I do think that when you look forward, going forward, and historically looking backward, we're going to see IKEA being a shining example of not only their use of it, but spurring on their competitors and the rest of the industry. And I think it's important to recognize them as not only a leader, but an amazing innovator in this particular space. Well, we've run out of time this week. And for those of you who joined us, thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to being with you on our next podcast. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Business Success in a Virtual World. Barton and I have helped global companies successfully develop and implement strategies to utilize these new technologies. For more information or to contact us, please visit ismguide.com and select Metaverse Resource Center. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast on your preferred platform.